time now for the lead. That is brought to you by Grand Prix Motorsports. If you are looking for the original motorcycle, there is only one. That is the Indian motorcycle, and you can only find it in Colorado at Grand Prix Motorsports. They are located off of County Line Road and Santa Fe. Okay, so here is the lead. The Nuggets beat the Atlanta Hawks, the second best team in all of basketball. What is more frustrating, guys? The way the Nuggets lost under Brian Shaw, or the fact that this team is now finally winning and everybody in town wants them to lose to get a better draft pick?
It's equally disgusting.
You got to pick a side.
I find it more frustrating what they did to Shaw, and here's why. They quit on Shaw because they have no leadership. They clearly didn't like Shaw. Kiz and I, who's normally on the show this year or around, I told him early in the season, the body language in the huddle, it looked like they hated their coach. And I'm watching from afar as just a fan of basketball. I'm like, these guys hate their coach. So my point of why, when we went 2-19 over that 21-game stretch, Eric, why couldn't one leader in that clubhouse or that locker room go up to management and say, listen, you got to get rid of this guy. You don't tank for 6 weeks. You don't have Ty Lawson show up, miss the practice after the All-Star break. That was the day I would have fired Shaw and then suspended Lawson for like a week. But that was more upsetting because in professional sports, just have an agent call the front guy, take one team leader, 3 of us are going up to talk to Josh Kroenke and say, get rid of this guy or you're going to see us quit. I would respect that more than just tank the way they tank, Chad.
You said professional a couple times in there. And isn't part of being a professional coming up and doing your job no matter what's going on around you?
You'd think.
Yes. So if the guy in the cubicle next to you, if he types extra loud, does that affect your article?
Right.
If he eats smelly sandwiches, does that affect the way how well you perform your job in writing for the Denver Post? It shouldn't. You should be a professional. So
you know what affects me?
What's that?
The dude who puts salmon in the microwave at work.
Yeah.
That's a bad look.
The smelly sandwich. Right.
That stinks up the whole joint. I don't understand why people put salmon in the microwave when they come to work. That's the worst thing you could do.
I don't eat healthy, so this conversation...
These are very first world problems you're discussing over there.
Huh?
Those are very first world problems over there. I don't like the way salmon smells at work. I can't believe people would actually do that.
You've never had somebody put fish... You've never smelled somebody put fish in the microwave?
Yeah, of course.
It reeks the whole house. I'd rather pour gasoline in the house and let that stink up the whole place. Salmon's far worse.
Well, that gasoline gets him back to his point of the Nugget season.
Right.
The
There you go.
fire.
The whole thing's blown up.
Right. Yeah, but to answer your question, I don't care. This is a team that lacks professionalism. This is a front office that doesn't have a plan. And whether it's Brian Shaw or Melvin Hunt, it's hard for me to imagine with that group of players in the locker room, they can actually go any place.
If the Nuggets keep on winning, like they are, is Josh Kroenke's hand now forced to hire Melvin Hunt?
I'd rather they hire Melvin Hunt than D'Antoni. I mean, there's no tread on that.
They're like the same guy.
Exactly. So I'd rather see Melvin. At least Melvin's charismatic. He's passionate. He cares. And they're not really going anywhere for the next year or so. There's no sense to bring in a big-name coach to captain this Titanic. I mean, that makes no sense.
Right.
Melvin is showing that he has a chance. The players respect him. Now, again, it's a very small sample size. But if the choice is D'Antoni or Melvin Hunt, I would rather see Melvin Hunt get his opportunity here. The issue, as Chad mentioned, is the stain of a season that's this bad. Sometimes you have to clear out everything and tear up the carpet. You know, you can't. Can he survive the stain of this season? And how do you present to ticket holders this is something new and fresh when he was on Brian Shaw's staff?
I've said it many times on this show already, it doesn't matter who they bring in as a coach, they have to develop a complete organizational plan. And until that happens, whoever is the coach is not going to have the best chance for success. So that's a very secondary decision to what type of basketball organization do you want to be? What is your winning structure? Are you a slow down team? Are you a fast-paced team? Are you, giving it to a big guy in the paint team? I don't care what kind of team you are, but have a plan and get a coach that fits that plan.
Okay, once again, the lead brought to you by Grand Prix Motorsports. If you are an original, if you want to drive the original motorcycle, there's only one place to get it in all of Colorado. That is Grand Prix Motorsports. There is Jim Zazinski on his 2014 Indian Chieftain. He is a proud customer of Grand Prix Motorsports. You can find Grand Prix Motorsports right off of Santa Fe and County Line Road.